And most times we buy things out of necessity or just for the hell of it, right? I used to own a lot of jeans, a lot of shirt, a lot of these other things, but as I got older, I've gotten used to honing into my skills or honing into what I really want, which is something that has a story behind it. So this is about the flathead SE05BSP Selvedge jeans. Recently got a comment from one of my videos and it goes somewhat like this: why did I waste 8 minutes of my time watching this video? This guy just do some weird poses. Guys, a warning, this video right here and any of my videos is going to be long. Some of my shots may or may have nothing to do with the materials or the product that I'm reviewing, but it has everything to do with personalization. I like being personal. So if you don't like long videos, there's a warning. This one is going to be long. Click away. Thank you. I'm sure you're wondering what I'm doing. I was making a compost like I always do. Right beside there was another compost, but it's one of my little gardens. I mean, this whole lot is a huge garden, but I have onions, I have potatoes, I have carrots and tomatoes and eggplants growing in this garden that I have here. Self-sustainability. So what about the SE05BSP, the flathead from Selvedge that's so important or so attractive to somebody like a denim head? I'm going to go over some of the characteristics of this pair of denim, the Selvedge denims from Selvedge, but I'm going to warn you a little bit that there is a characteristic in here that I'm kind of torn, right? This is one of those unsanforized jeans, which means that it will shrink upon wash, and that is why I have not washed it, because I bought it at a size 34, which is my size, 39 length, but hemmed it, and of course at the time I didn't do my homework with the difference between unsanforized jeans and sanforized jeans. So for your quick attention, I know sometimes my video can get long. Sanforized jeans, the company already pre-soaked it, washed it, stretched it, put heat into it. So by the time you get it, the jeans shouldn't have any ability to shrink or stretch. Unsanforized jeans, on the other hand, comes from the factory, unwashed, unsoaked, and sometimes it's like, you know, buy at your own risk deal with unsanforized jeans, because like the Levi's shrink to fit, that's unsanforized. You're supposed to be able to shrink it and then find out how it, you know, it fits you. But the problem is that unsanforized jeans come differently from different factories, different makers of jeans, the way they're dyed, the way they're, you know, weaved and things like that. So you could get a pair of jeans that will shrink an inch, 2 inches, or a size, 2 sizes down. It's a trial and error with unsanforized jeans. So one way to really get what you want out of unsanforized jeans, because I can tell you that they really fade cool, like this one right here, is not wash it. You know, sometimes people wonder why I make videos, confusing videos for them anyways, or lengthy. It has nothing to do with anything videos, but let me just explain it a little bit to you. This channel is about poetry. It's about complex matters. I know you can easily make a 5-minute video of a pair of jeans and just say what it is according to the website, but for me there's a lot more to that. I purchased Selvedge jeans because of the story behind it, also because of the story I create, and that's why I want to take you, most of the times, take you to
my daily routine and what I do with while wearing these jeans. In this case, the flathead, for example, right?
When I was in Japan, the flathead was a thing of legends. I'm not kidding, guys. Japanese that wear a flathead normally has the lifestyle down to a T. A knucklehead motorcycle, faded flathead jeans, and a few other things. Really impressive. The word flathead, the only thing I know about the word flathead is because I'm a gearhead. The 1932 to I think 1953 Ford Flathead V8. I mean, that set the standards for all the V8s on hot rods back in the days. And that's probably why when I heard the word flathead, that's the first thing that came to mind, because I've always wanted a flathead V8 on one of my hot rods, but never really got a hold of one because they've gotten so expensive and really hard to find here in Hawaii. One way you can get the most out of an Unsanforized jeans is, well, two ways, right? One is you take a chance and buy a bigger pair and hopefully that shrinks to where you want it. Or two, like me, you buy the right size anyways from the factory and never ever wash it. Well, that's kind of nasty because eventually you will, like I do here. I use it for work. So what you do is a quick wash inside out, really just kind of wash away some of the smell and some of the dirt, and then do not apply heat to dry it. Just naturally dry it under a cool temperature like a room or under shade or things like that, right? That's how I've been successful with this pair of jeans, but I can tell you that I have not washed it. It's dirty, it's stinky, but as a denim head, that's what we do, right? I wear it on special occasions, of course, whenever I want to, and hopefully, it doesn't stink enough for me to be smelly to others. I want to create that history often and fast, so it's actually getting there. I mean, there's a lot of like fading going on with it. It actually has paint splatters, rust stains, and all kinds of things going on with it. The Selvedge, the flathead here, is a 14.5 ounces denim. It is button flies, 100% cotton, and I've already talked about it being Unsanforized. It is made in Japan, fabric from Japan as well. Headquarters in Nagoya, and there's also a store in Tokyo. Simple little thing, saves money, and I know I put my hands in it. The special thing about flathead is that it's made by the fabric's made by little shops in Okayama, Japan, and they specialize in high quality denim. So you're always going to get something high quality from the flathead, and of course you pay the price for it. SE05BSP right now is about $315 brand new. I would call them first and talk about Unsanforized jeans and talk about what the recommendation is from the staff to make sure that you get what you want out of it, and don't take a chance out of $315 and get what you don't want out of it, which is a shrinkage beyond your size, and you don't want that. So this one right here, like I said, has not been washed at all, so it's stinky, it's kind of sticky and nasty, but I love it because it's got a lot of personality. First and foremost, look at this thing right here. This patch is very thick and it's got a little story on it, right? If you look at it closely, it says Fun Time Yo-Yo, and there's a drawing of a yo-yo, the flathead. We are particular about our clothes. Lot SE05BSP, waist 34, length 39. Very nice pair of leather that's aging as well. And like I said, I talked about that it is a button flies, which is one of my favorite functions of Selvedge jeans, is it being button flies, because I think that is classic, guys. Did I mention the buttons? The buttons have a design, the flathead, splendid. And of course the rivets are, rustic at this point because it's copper, but it's, getting a little bit of a rust around it, corrosion around it. I think it's pretty cool. It's just classic as it is now. All around classic, all around heritage. It has double stitching, of course. You know, quality jeans have double stitching, gold stitching, things like that. It has a lot of fades everywhere, especially the back here. And the back of the leg is becoming, you know, it has the honeycombs happening. The front of the leg as well has honeycombs happening all over. Selvedge ID is red on this, as you can tell. Low line from folding. Light material, 14.5, and thus very good during the summer. This is a 34, fits me really well, and I don't intend on washing it ever. I don't intend in shrinking it, and to avoid that, to avoid it being smelly and dirty. The dirty part, as far as it being dusty and oily, I think that's the character that I would like to continue the jeans to have. So I use it outside working on cars. As far as it being smelly, my technique for it is putting vinegar on a bottle, a little bit of vinegar and a little bit of salt on a bottle with water, and then I use the vinegar spray to spray the inside of the jeans and then let it dry. I don't soak it. I don't. All the vinegar does is kill the smell and clean it. You know, clean the dead skin cells and things like that inside the pair of jeans. Now that's my technique. You could have your own technique. Everybody's got their own technique. My other Selvedge jeans, one of them I just throw in the wash, and I've washed it like 15 times and it still looks the same because it's Unsanforized. The Brave Star 14.5 ounces I've washed, I've soaked. It still has not changed after I've owned it for about 6-7 months now, worn it many times. It doesn't give you that aging look as fast as, not as fast as the flathead, because of the way they do the weaving process, the way they dye it and things like that. And like I said, each flathead self-edge will have different characters in them. So this one right here is developing those characters based on what I do for a living. You know what I mean? So that is the reason why I love them. Now, are they different than any of my other Selvedge jeans like the Ironheart 666S that I recently reviewed on this channel? Are they different? Yes, they are. I mean, they're totally two different pairs of jeans, two different pairs of characters, and I can't wait for the 666S to create its own honeycomb like this does. This is pretty cool though, guys. You know, every time I wear this pair of Selvedge, I imagine driving down Highway 101 in California on a top down with my hair blowing in the wind, you know, going to a concert and just having a good old time. Just that kind of look, you know. Very cool pair of jeans, I think. I own Selvedge jeans because of the story behind it and the story I create behind it. I don't own it because it's expensive and it is a thing to have. I have cheap Selvedge jeans that have a story behind it as well, which is awesome. But certain characteristics of Selvedge jeans, it has to have, for me anyways, it can be for anybody. Would love for it to have the button flies because that is classic. 5 pockets, of course, and sometimes, you know, the patch and the design makes a huge difference for me as well. And then, of course, the way the indigo is colored, you know, like rope dyed indigo, and the way it's weaved and things like that. Again, characteristics of each of the Selvedge jeans is different, especially Unsanforized jeans. That is all I have for you today. I hope you like this video. If you do, please leave me a like, share my videos. If you're new to my channel, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell. That is the Selvedge, the flathead denim SE05BSP. Aloha.